I love everything about his game, love everything about him. The way he plays the game reminds me of the way I play the game. We're just triple threats. We rebound, we pass, which is the number one thing on our mind, trying to keep our teammates engaged and keep our teammates feeling good out on the floor, keeping our teammates in rhythm. And we'll put 40 on you too if you disrespect us.
Luka can literally sit out a whole quarter and it can be caught. Come back. Yeah, got you, dog. Tag, you in. Lord, it ain't man. Joe, in the West. In the West. Shit. Boy, shit.
And here, I didn't think that was going to be this kid. I didn't think it was going to be this kid. When you walked in the first time here in this practice facility, you know, he looked at he's a big boy, but I'm like, I'm not sure this is going to work. Is he quick enough? Is he athletic enough to go by guys like he is in Europe? And so there were plenty of doubts there from everybody on the team. And you know how you meet already before training camp starts. You know, you meet a month before and you hoop every day and you work out together. And so guys are trying to test him a little bit and, you know, foul him a little bit here and there in their scrimmages. And
what's homeboy name, man?
From Dallas?
For Dallas.
Luka.
What?
Yo.
Something is wrong with him.
I love Luka so much, I'm going to show you the text.
Yeah, but it's a lot of pressure on him. Because if he don't play well, if he don't do that, Mavericks go nowhere.
I only seen a few highlights from him, and I was like, oh, he looks big as a guard. I don't know if he can keep up with athleticism. He doesn't look the fastest. He drove by these guys easy in the EuroLeague, but I'm like, the defenders here are sort of different. So
I got to say I'm very disappointed in Luka. He's not playing with any energy, going through the motion, not getting back on defense. He's not competing. And Coach Van Gundy is one of the people who called it out. I'm very disappointed. I'm a big Luka Dončić fan, but he's not competing out there at all tonight. He came out lackadaisical, just jacking up threes. And his energy level, his energy and activity level is at the bottom. So just disappointed watching him play, because when you're the best player, and Coach Van Gundy said it, you have to always bring your energy, because the other guys feed off of your energy. And his energy is so low. Like I said, two times he didn't even run back on defense.
But I look at guys in this era now, and you say, okay, you look at Bird and says, man, I could have stopped him because he's slow. It's sort of like Luka now.
Yes.
You watch Luka. Luka is so freaking slow, and you're like, why can't they stop that?
Right.
I'm like,
yes.
But when you crafty and you know how to play, that's all you need.
Luka Dončić has been turning heads since the moment he stepped into the NBA. With his dazzling skill set, commanding presence, and ability to dismantle defenses, he has quickly set himself apart in the league. Despite being just in his early 20s, Luka has nearly a decade of professional basketball under his belt, a rare background that fuels both praise and criticism. But one thing stands out: when NBA legends acknowledge you, it's no small achievement, and that's exactly what has happened with Luka. Take Michael Jordan, for example. The basketball icon rarely speaks publicly, especially about other players. But when Luka signed his deal with Jordan Brand, MJ broke his silence. Jordan called Luka a phenomenal player and praised his ability to showcase advanced skills. At such a young age, skills that take many players years to master. Jordan added that watching Luka's continued growth in the NBA will be nothing short of incredible. These days, Michael Jordan rarely speaks publicly, but even a few words of praise from him carry enormous weight, and Luka Dončić has earned exactly that. Another legend who has spoken about Luka is Hall of Famer Dirk Nowitzki. In an interview with Eurohoops, Dirk reflected on his unique experience sharing the floor with Luka during the 2018-19 season. Their on-court partnership quickly grew into a special bond that stretched beyond basketball, filled with shared moments off the court as well. Dirk admitted it was bittersweet that they only had one season together, calling Luka a special talent with an unbelievable all-around game. He praised Luka's ability to read the floor and even went as far as saying, "He's better now at 23 than I ever was in my prime. That's how good he is." Dirk also highlighted Luka's character, describing him as a good kid eager to succeed. He added that their relationship continues today. Dirk remains someone Luka can turn to for advice or support whenever challenges arise. And it's not just Dirk. In an interview with TMZ Sports, Hall of Famer Scottie Pippen was asked about comparisons between Luka Dončić and his former teammate, Michael Jordan. When asked to compare Luka Dončić to Michael Jordan, Hall of Famer Scottie Pippen responded with a playful jab. Does Luka have 6 titles? The remark, half joke and half truth, was a reminder reminder that while Luka's talent is undeniable, he still has a long road ahead to reach the legacy of basketball's greatest champion. Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban has also spoken openly about Luka's arrival in the NBA. On All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, Cuban shared how the deal for Luka came together. With just minutes left before their draft pick, Cuban called Atlanta's front office and struck a deal. "You're not picking Luka, and you know who you want. Let's just make this trade because he'll still be there for you," Cuban recalled. Cuban also revealed when he first knew Luka would become a star. When you hear about a 13-year-old kid playing against grown men in Europe, you wonder, is it really that serious? Then at 16, he's out there facing the Thunder, completely fearless. That's when our scouts really started watching closely. The more they saw, the more they believed. Our scouts liked him, but our analytics guys absolutely loved him. Mark Cuban didn't mince words after the draft. "This is the only superstar in the draft," he declared, and time has only proven him right. Luka's captivating presence on the court doesn't escape anyone, not even legends, who've seen it all. NBA champion Kevin Garnett, a player who built his career on intensity and respect for the game, has become one of Luka's loudest admirers. KG recently named Luka his top pick to win MVP, praising the 24-year-old Slovenian guard for his maturity and command of the game. "I love Luka's pace. I love his maturity. You can see he's been playing with older men his whole life. He's not afraid of anything in this league. He goes at the best defenders the same way and makes them look like they're not that great. You can't speed him up. He's figured out the league." That's high praise coming from a Hall of Famer who never gave out compliments lightly. Even Robert Horry, a 7-time NBA champion and one of the most clutch role players in history, has acknowledged Luka's greatness. Horry, who once etched his name in the record books with the rare feat of 100 steals, 100 blocks, and 100 threes in a single season, knows how to recognize winning basketball. And in Luka, he sees a player built for lasting impact. On the Byron Scott podcast, Robert Horry shared his perspective on Luka's brilliance. "You looked at Bird and said, man, I could have stopped him because he's slow. Someone like Luka now, if you watch Luka, he is so freaking slow and you're like, why can't they stop that? When you're crafty and you know how to play, that's all you need. That mix of craft and control is what makes Luka so dangerous, but not everyone embraces comparisons. Dominique Wilkins, the Hall of Famer and Atlanta Hawks legend, strongly rejects putting Luka in the same breath as Boston Celtics icon Larry Bird. On the Knuckleheads podcast, Wilkins put it bluntly, "I hate it when people compare people to Larry. He was a phenomenon. I ain't seen anyone like him. Not super athletic, but he beat you in so many ways." Even so, Luka continues to earn the respect of today's greatest stars. LeBron James, the face of this era, has become one of Luka's most vocal supporters. Every time the Lakers meet the Mavericks, LeBron doesn't hold back his admiration. After a Wednesday night matchup, he summed up Luka's trajectory perfectly. Wherever he wants to, it's up to him. Obviously, we know what he's capable of doing on the floor. High praise from a man who knows exactly what it takes to carve out greatness. It was 13 minutes before tip-off in Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinals. The Dallas Mavericks and Phoenix Suns were about to go to war, and there was Luka Dončić, standing on the court, headset on, giving a live interview with Inside the NBA. It looked harmless, just a quick 60-second video. But to Hall of Famers Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley, it was unthinkable. Barkley fired first. "There's no way in the world I would have done an interview before this game. Ain't no way. I love that kid, but I don't care if it's my mother, my father, or anybody out there. I'm not talking before Game 7. Shaq backed him up instantly. "Yeah, I agree. Because imagine if they lose. People would blame it on a lack of concentration, on doing this interview instead of locking in. But Luka didn't just silence the criticism, he detonated it. That night, Doncic dropped a game-high 35 points. Torching Phoenix and single-handedly lifting Dallas past the Suns in dominant fashion. And while Shaq and Chuck might have questioned the decision before the game, Charles Barkley has never shied away from praising Luka's brilliance. In fact, he's admitted more than once that Doncic is one of the few players today who makes him stop, watch, and genuinely enjoy the game. Charles Barkley has always been brutally honest about Luka Dončić, and that honesty comes from respect. Luka's a special talent, he's a tough kid. The stuff he's doing right now at a young age is incredible. I don't think there's a ceiling for him, Barkley said. But admiration didn't stop Chuck from adding some tough love. He pointed out that Luka needs to expand his game beyond the ball in his hands. He's got to learn to play off the ball a little bit more. One reason you saw Dallas take a step forward was when Luka got hurt. Other guys had to be more aggressive. The Mavericks clearly believe in Luka's future. This offseason, they locked up Kyrie Irving with a 3-year extension, committing to the duo for the foreseeable future. But Barkley wasn't convinced. On the Bill Simmons podcast, he voiced his doubts. "I don't think the Luka-Kyrie thing works together. They don't complement each other. Now they're married to each other, and I just don't see that thing working in Dallas." And yet, even with questions surrounding his fit with Irving, Luka continues to carry the weight of history on his shoulders. From the moment he entered the league, comparisons began flying. Could this young Slovenian kid really become the next Larry Bird? Some believe he's already knocking on that door. Not everyone agrees with the Larry Bird comparisons. Some around the league see Luka as something different, almost like a mix of multiple legends rolled into one. But for one Boston Celtics great, Luka's game feels a little too familiar. Paul Pierce, the 2008 Finals MVP and Hall of Famer, sees shades of himself in the young Maverick. While breaking down a Mavericks-Blazers matchup, Pierce couldn't hide his reaction after a Luka spin move and finish. "He got a lot of me in him," Pierce admitted, cracking a smile from Richard Jefferson sitting beside him. The truth explained why. His moves look slow, even lethargic, but he always gets there. "I'm not even talking about his passing. I mean scoring. Me and him, we got a lot in common. You're not supposed to be athletic, but you still get to the rim. You're not supposed to be quick, but somehow, you always get your shot off." And then, after Luka airballed a short jumper, Pierce couldn't resist a jab. "Yeah, he reminds me of my game, but I wouldn't have airballed it from that close."